Welcome back to Access Hollywood's reality nightcap, where we're gonna break down episode 6 of The Traitors, and man, oh man, was it a doozy.
It really was. Starting from the beginning where Carolyn comes in hot in the turret, and we know these traitors are just at odds with each other, rolling into all of the fiery drama at the round table and the shocking elimination.
So shocking. Okay, so let's just get into it. So we start the episode back in the turret, and remember last week we were like, what is Carolyn going to do? And she told Danielle that she knows what she's up to.
Right now, at this point, it's Danielle versus Carolyn. It's head to head. There's no denying it. I feel like the ball that Danielle set into motion is just going to keep rolling down that hill. And
Boston Rob's just in the middle going, what the hell am I up for? Like, he's like, I'm trying to get all of you banished. And like, he's like, I don't want to deal with the girl drama.
If I'm Boston Rob, this is a great distraction, because this is going to play out, and then he's going to be able to kind of sit in the background and get some of the heat potentially off him, or at least delay him leaving a little bit earlier.
Okay, so they discuss who they're going to murder, and it's just back and forth and back and forth. Were you surprised with who they picked?
Bob H is a really interesting choice, because he was like, Rob, if you're smart, you're gonna take out Bob the drag queen.
Yes.
And everyone heard that. And also, Bob is someone who is really socially liked. People were really upset that he left.
I loved the fashion of it all. Like, he was bringing the looks. I enjoyed him on the show.
I was really moved by him, like, running up that hill. I loved when he was like, Tom, stop eating. Like, he was giving us good little moments. So I will miss Bob Harper. Goodbye, Bob.
Goodbye, Bob. It was interesting, though, because, you know, I think people, as we were talking about the lure of Boston Rob, I know if you guys are on TikTok, you have seen that this man, there's something about him. And I think people, like, in the castle, including Dylan, are kind of blindsided by his manipulation.
I always go into a Boston Rob season thinking, like, come on, guys, like, turn on Boston Rob. Know exactly what he's doing. He's always going to be, like, playing from the top, like, manipulating people and, like, trying to play this nice guy act. And most of the time, people just continue to keep falling for it. And I feel like that's definitely happening here. A lot of people are on his side. And it's kind of like, why? But I think that he just has that charm and ability to connect with people and, like, make a case in a way that doesn't seem suspicious.
So we saw the breakfast. Obviously, everyone now knows that Bob's not going to come.
Can I say one thing about the breakfast? I love Sierra. And she clocked a bunch of traitors, like, while people were coming in. As someone who watches Summer House and Bravo, what is your thoughts about her, like, coming into this world and being so good at identifying people?
No, she's very good at identifying people. She's had to go through a lot. Summer House fans know she's had some trials and tribulations on the show that I think has prepared her for this. So basically, she was dating this guy, Wes. Real backstory. Dating this guy, Wes, and he did her wrong on so many levels, just like he played her, and she wore her heart on her sleeve. She was very, like, guarded, and then he took those walls down and then ended up totally effing her over. So
she's good at finding people that are liars, deceivers.
Yes, exactly that. So I'm not surprised that she's doing really well in this game. It was interesting, though, because after dinner, then we have Tom, who's another, can we just say liar? But Tom out there throwing Dolores' name under the bus, and I'm like, of all the people.
Tom is really trying to do his best Pilot Pete detective work, but he's looking in all the wrong places.
All the wrong places, which is honestly so good for comedic timing and, like, the comedy of it all. But, like, Tom, while Tom is just spewing out not facts, we have Boston Rob talking to Dolores and throwing Wes's name into the mix, and Rob is basically saying that he's flying a little too close to the sun because he's playing a dangerous game here with Wes, because then you have Wes and Derrick
looking at Rob.
Yeah.
Basically, since last episode, Wes and Rob are looking at each other, and it's like, you or me, buddy. Like, I know you're bad. I know I need to get you out. I know you know. Like, they're going at it. And it's basically a matter of, like, who can rally the troops, who can get enough people to, like, think that the other person is suspicious and get them out.
The drama. But before the challenge, you did see that Carolyn and Brittany were talking.
Right.
And Brittany revealed to Carolyn that Danielle was throwing her name under the bus yet again. And this was after the turret of it all, of Danielle saying that she's gonna stop doing that.
Right, absolutely. Because Carolyn thinks, oh, maybe Danielle only told Dylan.
No.
But no. Now she realizes Danielle told pretty much everyone. And even though Brittany says, like, someone told me, I'm not going to say who, she knows it's Danielle.
She knows.
So she's like, oh, this is war. And I love how she talks to Gabby during the mission too to get more intel.
She's good.
And Gabby just gives it up.
Gabby, of course, Gabby just gives it up. I love Gabby.
She's a girl's girl.
She's a girl's girl. She's having fun, whatever. So they did successfully take down the big traitor. Was that fake, that explosion?
I was going to ask you, I think that was a CGI.
CGI, Peacock, NBC.
There's no way. That was like one of those action movie running away from a building explosions.
That was like a Die Hard explosion. I was like, where is the budget for that?
Yeah, I need answers about that.
I need answers for that.
Another thing I need answers about is what are Dylan's secrets when it comes to rock, paper, scissors? How did he win a national rock, paper, scissors tournament?
And why was he in a national rock, paper, scissors tournament? So many questions. How would you have skills on that? That's what I need to know. I thought it's just luck. I don't know. But that man, the way that people have the lure for Boston Rob, I have it for Dylan. Dylan, hard eyes.
It earned him a shield. Carolyn also got a shield because she just grabbed it.
I thought that was a smart move on her part.
The other person who got a shield was Chriselle. So good for Chriselle. And none of the traitors know because no traitors were in that group. So if they happen to take a shot at Chriselle tonight, then maybe. So we get back, and before the round table, basically it's Rob versus Wes again, with a little help from Derrick. And they're both going around trying to get numbers for the other person.
Right.
Who is able to compel people to vote with them? And Wes is trying to get people to vote for him.
He's trying hard, but he's being a little too aggressive, which I know he brings up later. But do you think that was the right move? I've never watched Wes, but it's clear that he knows how to play these games. So are you surprised by his tactics?
I think it strategically makes sense to try to be part of a majority vote if you're a faithful, because he's being targeted by Rob. So if he's part of a minority vote against Rob and Rob stays, then Rob's eyes are on him. That puts him in danger. But I think that the way that he pitched it, he was more aggressive and pushy.
Yeah.
And you have to know your audience. So people were picking up on the style of how he did it as really suspicious.
Yeah.
And that goes to show that Boston Rob right now has a better social game.
So then we get into the round table. And oh my gosh, we just have to point out that Tom started going after Dolores. It was so silly. It was so stupid.
Derrick's like, can we move on? It was a little sad, but we did have to move on to some more pressing topics.
Sorry,
Dolores
Tom.
is not going to leave today. No.
Dolores is probably going to ride out till the end. Like, honestly, that's my bet. She's going to be in the final something.
Absolutely. And the clear battle today is going to be Derrick and Wes making their case against Rob, which is what they start to do. And honestly, it's straight facts. They're really painting a good picture here.
They are.
I think the only hole in Derrick's argument is that the traitors might want to keep around someone like Rob as a frame. And that's what Rob points out, and I think is what sways people in their direction.
The way that he was able to turn that on them, I was like, oh my God, the way that he is so manipulated, like, I was shocked because I'm sitting there like, how is he gonna flip the script on this? Like, there is no way. But it was so interesting that he did flip the script and people were listening. People fully bought into Boston Rob. Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised because I think that he had a really good defense for himself. And I think when he turned it on Wes didn't have as good of a defense as why it's not him. He had a good argument as to why it's Rob.
But he didn't have any. I also think the biggest mistake that he made was he threatened people. He said, if you voted for me, I'm watching you. Like, I'm gonna turn on you. And I think that rubbed people the wrong way. Because, like, what? I don't know. Like, that would be something a traitor would say.
It might be in his personality to be really cutthroat and like play a harder game, but this group of people, they're all coming from different reality shows where there's different approaches, different styles of communicating with each other, and different amounts of drama, and I don't think that it really resonated with a lot of people. Some people did say, someone could be annoying you, but it doesn't mean that they're a traitor. And that's totally true.
That's so true.
But still, that's always going to factor in.
Everyone starts voting, and it's really neck and neck. We have a couple for Wes, we have a couple for Rob. Someone voted very randomly.
I think Dolores voted Tom.
Yes, yeah, just let's keep the drama
going. And Carolyn voted Danielle.
Yeah, oh, yes.
We didn't talk about Carolyn and Danielle going at it.
Oh, yeah.
Carolyn is really fired up about this, and she's bringing it to the fore.
Yes.
This is definitely something we're going to keep seeing going out.
I was watching, I'm like, oh my God, is she about to expose that they're both traitors? Like, the way that she was being so, like, chaotic about it. Both of them are so close into ruining it for both of them. You know what I'm saying?
It's really a tightrope walk.
Yeah.
I think some people are watching this and it's like, oh, it's just some drama between two faithfuls that are just annoyed at each other.
Yes.
And hopefully that's the way it stays for their sake. But once one of them gets exposed as a traitor, it's going to cast eyes on the other one.
Fully. So we get to the end, and Wes is voted out. He is banished, and man, does he have a very, I don't even know how to put it, reaction. He tells him to F off.
I like it. I love
You
the TV.
liked it?
It was spicy. It was fun. You know, it's just a game. He's just playing the heel role.
So, what do we think the energy is now that they know, okay, Wes just got sent home, and he is a faithful?
I think attention's going to be
On Rob.
Yeah.
How can he stay another week? I feel like he will be the next one to be banished.
His time is coming, but there are some distractions that could get in the way, like the Derrick and Brittany drama.
Right.
Wow. And also the Carolyn and Danielle drama.
Who do you think they're gonna murder?
That's a great question.
Because that's where we ended on a cliffhanger. Like, who do we think they're gonna murder?
They could take a shot at Derrick, just like Derrick said. They're gonna murder me, and then Boston Rob's gonna be like, I'm being framed. Anyone who speaks out at me, like the traitors are taking a shot at to make it seem like it's me, but it's not. So that could happen.
I agree with that.
Or it could be someone who's
Just
a confirmed
random.
faithful, like an Ivar or a Sam Asghari.
Bye, Sam. Bye, Ivar.
But we're just such an interesting spot with these traitors where it could go any which direction, and I just can't wait to see the chaos unfold.
I can't wait. I cannot wait until next week, and we will be back breaking it down. And if you guys have any burning questions, let us know. We're going to start interviewing some of the people that as they get banished or murdered. So stay tuned for that. But until next week, bye.
See ya.